keeping you informed, prepared, and connected. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay.
Right now, you are streaming 10 Tampa Bay Plus. I'm Frank Wiley. Want to get you prepared on this Memorial Day with the first check of the forecast. Meteorologist Mike Crankley standing by. Mike, what is the word?
Rain, yeah. Tracking some rain on radar. Let's do it. We need it because it's hot out there. There's this Tampa TPA, Renaissance Hotel Plaza camera. And what we're talking about is, temperatures, most of us low 90s today, feeling like 102. So you see the building cumulonimbus clouds, and they're just kind of teasing most of us. Yeah, it's more of a miss on this hit or miss shower activity today, especially to the east of Tampa toward more eastern Polk County. And then the beaches, you can see, it's just beautiful sunny weather. No rain to worry about along the Pinellas coastline there at Clearwater Beach. And notice temperatures 92 inland. If you want a little cooler sea breeze, head to the coast. 87 at 4 o'clock. A beautiful sunset to enjoy near 80. There's our feels like temperatures. Boy, we need a little relief. And the only way we're going to get that is, yes, with these very renegade cooling showers. Not for many of us. So we're watching Mayaca ahead to Edgeville right now, seeing some of those cooling showers moving off to the northeast toward Bridges in Wauchula by 1:30. The main thing we're going to watch with these, not severe weather, but some lightning. So when the thunder roars, head indoors. Rain's not going to last long. And then up toward Odessa and Keystone, seeing a quick shower along State Road 54. So slow it down there. Usually a busy thoroughfare. A lot of folks traveling today. Veterans Parkway, seeing some of those showers moving their way as well. So we have a few showers out there right now. They'll expand a bit as we head toward the evening between 4 and 7 o'clock. Look at these high rain chances for Wauchula to Frostproof to Sebring. We'll track those together coming right up.
All right, thank you, Mike. Within the last hour, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd gave 10 Tampa Bay more details about a deputy who shot and killed a man. They say attacked law enforcement after surviving an apparent alligator bite. 10 Tampa Bay's Angelicia Bruton joining us live from a neighborhood near Lakeland with details of what happened. Angelicia.
Yeah, deputies have been out here working for hours, and the Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says that they got a call right before 6 a.m. that there was a man at a nearby gas station acting bizarre. When deputies arrived, they say that he was already gone. And around 7:45, they got another call saying he was swimming in a lake near this neighborhood, and it's full of alligators. Sheriff Judd says as his deputies were arriving on scene, Scholes was out of the lake, suffering from a gator bite, and walking around this community with a set of garden shears. The sheriff's office says he was trying to break into a truck and then charged the deputies. Sheriff Judd says he was tased twice but made his way inside the passenger side of the patrol car before he was shot and killed.
You're not going to shoot at our deputies. You're not going to point guns at our deputies. You're not going to point garden shears at our deputies. You're not going to break into the car and try to get their rifles. You're not going to assault feloniously our deputies. You're just not going to do that. And if you do, we're going to shoot you.
The sheriff's office says Scholes has a lengthy criminal history involving several meth arrests. And the sheriff says that two deputies were involved in that shooting, and right now they're on administrative leave as they work through the initial phase of this investigation. Live in Lakeland, Angelicia Bruton, 10 Tampa Bay.
And this afternoon, a plea from the Hillsborough County Sheriff. Speak up if you're in a violent situation. All of this after a deadly deputy-involved shooting Sunday morning, killing a Tampa grandmother. A warning, too. This video right here is graphic. Deputies say the woman shot her own daughter and then pointed a gun at them. HCSO releasing that body cam footage Sunday afternoon. 10 Tampa Bay's Nick Volturo shows us this deadly encounter.
A burglary call brought deputies to Carlton Circle, but what they found was far worse.
We received a call of a burglary of a residence in progress. We received information that our suspect, the grandmother, shot her daughter in the hand.
Deputies arrived just before 5 a.m. Inside, a roommate and child hiding, a daughter shot and barely conscious.
It looks like the suspect asked them to drink something. She looked like she was under some sort of effects of a narcotic, very lethargic and couldn't keep her balance.
The grandmother had locked herself in a back room. Deputies breached the door and found her armed.
Multiple commands again, drop the firearm, drop the firearm. The firearm is in her right hand. She raises the firearm and our deputy fires.
Neighbors like Javier Valle said the violence felt unthinkable here.
It's really sad to be a family involved in that. I mean, you're talking about vandalism or something like that is kind of different, but to be happening on the same family. I mean, it's kind of sad.
Deputies say the grandmother had been asked to leave 2 days earlier. By Sunday morning, she shot her daughter and was pointing a gun at deputies.
Domestic violence is the monster in everyone's home. We cannot police in your homes.
The daughter is recovering. The child is safe, but this family won't wake up together again.
They rescued 3 people from a violent situation. We can't help you within the confines of your house, but if you reach out to us, we will help you.
In Tampa, Nick Voltero, 10 Tampa Bay.
And if you or someone you know needs help, resources like the Spring of Tampa Bay and the Crisis Center, just one phone call away. You can find those resources on 10tampabay.com. Meantime, Polk County deputies are investigating a deadly crash involving a homemade go-kart. This happened Saturday night on Altruist Babson Park Cutoff Road. Investigators say a car hit the go-kart as it slowed to turn into a driveway. 33-year-old driver suffered some serious injuries. The 38-year-old passenger was killed. Right now, there's no word on charges in this case. I want to take you live to Washington, D.C. Just over an hour ago, President Donald Trump honoring the nation's fallen by laying a wreath at Arlington National Cemetery. And the White House issuing a proclamation over the weekend. President Trump calling today a day of prayer for permanent peace. Also, over the weekend, Mr. Trump turning his focus to Russia's war on Ukraine, railing against Russian President Vladimir Putin. It comes less than a week after the president held a 2-hour call with Putin in an effort to move toward peace negotiations.
I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people. We're in the middle of talking and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
The comments came after a deadly Russian drone barrage over the weekend and following a massive prisoner swap between Russia and Ukraine. On social media, the president also raised objections about the rhetoric of Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, saying, quote, "Everything out of his mouth causes problems." And President Trump also announcing he's postponing 50% tariffs on the European Union from June 1st to July 9th. That change coming after he spoke with the president of the European Commission Sunday. He's also encouraging Congress to pass the Big Beautiful funding bill. Meantime, crowds gathering Sunday to mark 5 years since the murder of George Floyd. Floyd's death in 2020 at the hands of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin set off a series of national protests calling for police reform and racial justice. Right here in Tampa Bay, demonstrations gathering at Curtis Hickson Park. The group says President Trump's cuts to programs that supports diversity, equity, and inclusion is a huge loss when it comes to creating change. The governor also signing into law a measure that prohibits local governments from establishing citizen oversight boards to investigate complaints against law enforcement. That was done April 2024. In December, Tampa disbanded its board.
I think a lot of people are tired. I think a lot of people are, looking back 5 years now, are kind of like, what happened? Like, I want better for us. I want more for us. Like, still 5 years later, it's kind of just like something needs to give.
Earlier this year, the St. Pete Police Department made changes to its board. In St. Pete, police are working to stop youth violence through a new program. It's called Youth Champions. The goal here, build trust and emotional strength among teens in the Jordan Park neighborhood. A $35,000 state grant is supporting that program. It offers a safe space for kids with officers. Organizers say the initiative is already making a difference with students like graduating senior Gabretti Williard Jr.
I really wasn't feeling safe with the officers because of what be going on in the news and stuff. But until I actually sat down with them, during my time here, I felt safer.
Youth Champion organizers will be celebrating grads at the last session. That's on June 28th. A big deal, too. It's open to all kids, and you don't have to live in the Jordan Park area to attend. Want to go ahead and get you in the know with some of the other stories making headlines this afternoon. The desperate search is on for a former Arkansas police chief convicted of rape and murder who escaped from prison, according to state corrections officials. Grant Harden, who was serving a combined 80-year sentence, was last seen Sunday afternoon leaving the North Central unit wearing a Department of Corrections uniform. In Indiana, the Indianapolis 500 has a new winner. Look at that right there. Alex Ballou became the first Spaniard to win the famous race known as the greatest spectacle in racing. He took the lead in the last 14 laps of competition there, celebrated with the traditional drink of milk.
There could be delays today on the roads and at airports. I'm Wendy Gillette with more on predictions about holiday travel and the rest of the summer.
And here at home, maybe some tough travel as we go through the afternoon. Keep an eye on this. Look at the skies. The Ascent St. Pete camera showing, yes, building cumulus and cumulonimbus clouds once again to our east. So once again, we are watching downpours and lightning across the area, especially to the east of Tampa. Already starting to see that toward areas of Manatee, Sarasota counties, and up toward areas of Hillsborough and Pasco counties. We'll track the rain together and have rainy season coming alive.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30 right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The Wheel You Love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show!
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel, weeknights at 7 on 10 Tampa Bay.
Keeping you informed, prepared, and connected. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay.
Well, you know what? Today is expected to be a busy day at airports and, of course, on the roads. AAA projecting record-breaking travel this holiday season. And CBS's Wendy Gillette has more.
Travelers heading home after their Memorial Day holiday festivities could hit a snag of heavy traffic later today. AAA predicts more than 45 million Americans will travel this long weekend, setting a record.
If this weekend is any indication of what's to come, it's going to be very busy on our roadways, at the airports.
The Transportation and Security Administration was expecting to screen about 18 million people this weekend. Thursday was projected to be the busiest air travel day of the Memorial Day weekend period. At Newark Airport, Anthony Esposito was hoping his flight to Italy would depart on time.
A lot of the kiosks are pretty booked up right now, so it's taking a little bit of time to get through the terminals, but we're making our way.
More than 1,000 flights have been delayed at Newark since Thursday. The Federal Aviation Administration has cut flights in and out of the airport from 77 to 56 until at least mid-June, partly because of a shortage of air traffic controllers.
We're going to get Newark fixed, but are you going to see some disruption in regard to delays? Yeah, you're going to see delays. Is it safe? Yes.
Aviation experts predict wider problems.
There's an old adage within the air traffic control system in the United States. However New York goes, so goes the rest of the country.
There are some positives this summer for Americans. Gas prices are about 50 cents lower per gallon compared to last year, and airfares have also dropped. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
And guess what? Access to more than 170 state parks is free today. For Memorial Day, Florida state parks are waiving admission fees. That means free access to beaches, springs, and trails. That's across the state, too. This is only for one day and excludes some local parks in the state, the Skyway Fishing Pier and the Weeki Wachee Springs State Park. I want to take you outside for this right here. This is in Lakeland. Mike has been telling us hot and humid as we track scattered afternoon showers. No doubt, though, the precipitation has made you excited, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I listen.
Well, the oblate spheroids are making you excited. That's the scientific term. They look like little parachutes because of the gravity, okay, that pulls on the raindrops. So they're not like raindrops. They're like little parachutes that come down.
We all learned something new.
Yes, oblate spheroid. We take a look at what's going to happen this afternoon. Yeah, you can see what's happening. Nature's been a tease. It's been too hot, too humid. A lot of us missing out on those afternoon storms, but that's going to change in this forecast. All of us will get in on the rain before all is said and done. Let me step out of the way because we have issues still in the drought department. My lawn's dry. I've been out with the hose. I'm trying to keep the plants alive, and it's been tough because we're still in a moderate drought across much of the area. In fact, severe drought to the south, where we're seeing a few showers at least towards Sarasota and Manatee counties. Now, let's take a look and go right to the big story, and it's the rainy season. It officially begins Sunday. We've got a lot of ingredients coming together, and they're all coming together right on cue. The dominant high pressure, the Bermuda high pressure, we're controlled by this beautiful fair weather friend most of the year, but it's not so friendly once we head into the thick of the summer. All right, it pumps in all the moisture, the heat, the humidity, and sometimes tropical systems. We don't have any tropical threats right now. All right, sea breeze collisions. We got hot inland temperatures, 90 plus, dew points in the 70s, and ample atmospheric moisture. So what this means is, yes, officially rainy season's underway, and it's really going to get your attention in this forecast. So what we have are colliding sea breezes. We've got outflow boundaries. We've got moisture. We've got lift. I could go on. And then there's our Bermuda high pressure I was talking about. Keep in mind, in the wintertime, it usually shrinks in size. Summertime, it expands. So that's pumping in. It's like our heat pump this time of year. And then you've got the front to the north. So that front will be like a magnet for moisture as we head through the weekend. We'll see increasing and more widespread rain, especially by mid to late week. So our weather team's working on that, and then probably a break this weekend. It's not going to be a washout by any means, but look at these rainfall totals. This is just through Friday, okay? I'm liking what I'm seeing, 1 to 2 inches on average, and this is really for the whole Sunshine State here. Some of your higher amounts. Let's give some love to Northport, just about 1.5 inches of rain, and old Brooksville. Beautiful Brooksville, I like to say, about 1.25 inches between now and Friday. Look at the European model. You know it's my favorite. You see all the sea breeze collisions taking place? Tampa, St. Pete, Bradenton, Sarasota, Lakeland, Lake Placid. So this is through Wednesday. And most of the activity, yes, is still inland. You're going to hear inland a lot, interior. Our weather team tries to break it down even more for you because a couple of the renegade storms are going to be closer to the coast and even into areas of Pinellas County. So we'll help you with that. But notice what happens as we go into Thursday. An actual front comes closer. So yes, our beaches will get in on the rain, including Largo, Florida. Yes, it's a little-known desert that has developed apparently out there. So we will see some rain, it looks like, for all of us as we head into late week Thursday and Friday as that front comes by. Notice the more widespread greens, not just the inland sea breeze collisions with that nice tropical southerly flow. Then we'll dry out for the weekend. Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday, I'm seeing some drier weather come down the peninsula. That includes Tampa and Lakeland, St. Pete and Bradenton. But look what happens next week. We got another surge of moisture, and this is widespread heavy rain, not just inland, but all the way to the coast. So some good news for our drought. Now, speaking of rain on a radar, we're starting to see a few renegade showers and storms. The forecast hasn't changed today. Still a miss on most of the rain, right? Low rain chances, a lot of heat, but we're watching a few cooling showers. Some relief for Mayak ahead and heading toward Wauchula and Highway 17, US 17, as we head into about 1:30, and that's the Wauchula area. To the north, one of my old stomping grounds here up toward Odessa, Keystone. All right, State Road 54, watching a heavy shower move to the north. Now, these are producing mainly quick, heavy downpours and then maybe some brief lightning. So just be careful when the thunder roars, head indoors, not expecting severe weather. Another area to watch between 4 and 7 o'clock. So our chief meteorologist, Bobby Deskins, will be in. He'll be tracking a few of these between 4 and 7 toward Lakeland, Frostproof, Wauchula, Sebring. They'll see a few isolated thunderstorms as we go in between 4 and 7 o'clock. So Futurecast showing that sporadic renegade activity as we head toward early afternoon, and then a little more widespread as we head toward the evening. A little bow here, so maybe a little stronger storm toward Lake Wales as we head between 4 and 5 o'clock. And then through the evening for your cookouts, nothing to really write home about. Some good weather to get with some friends, family, spend some time outside, nice on the porch, nice for a walk or a light run. And then tomorrow, here we go again. We've got the lift, moisture and instability, another round of some scattered showers and storms, maybe a little closer to the I-75 corridor. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that, and then that'll start to drift inland with high temperatures back in the low 90s. As the week goes on, we said we'd have increasing rain. So in the 7-day forecast, we go from 30% today and tomorrow. Low 90s, up to 60% by Friday, and even a little break in the 90s with highs only in the upper 80s.
An important reminder here too, AAA's tow-to-go service still in effect. That lasts until 6 tomorrow morning. So anyone who is impaired can get a tow up to 10 miles. That service should be a last resort option, but it is free. Even if you're not a AAA member, you can still call 855-2TOW-TO-GO. You know, today is Memorial Day, a day to honor those who paid it all in service for our nation. So in just 90 seconds, we go beyond the headline with the history behind the day.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30 right here on 10 Tampa Bay. Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The Wheel You Love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeart Radio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show.
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel, weeknights at 7 on 10 Tampa Bay.
We've been telling you today is Memorial Day, and we outline the history and salute at the same time. So we want to go beyond the headline with 10 Tampa Bay anchor Dave Wagner.
On Memorial Day, we salute the men and women who died while serving in our country's armed forces. It's been a federal holiday since 1971, but its history goes all the way back to the mid-1800s, right after the Civil War. The war led to the creation of National Cemetery, and by the 1860s, cities and towns began holding springtime tributes for fallen soldiers. In 1868, General John A. Logan called for a National Day of Remembrance on May 30th, calling it Decoration Day. 5,000 people showed up at Arlington National Cemetery that first year to decorate the graves of 20,000 Union soldiers. The holiday continued for decades, commemorated every May 30th, with the name eventually changing to Memorial Day. After World War I, the holiday changed to honor American soldiers killed in all wars. Fast forward to 1968, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, marking the last Monday in May as Memorial Day and declaring it a federal holiday.
And by the way, there are several Memorial Day events happening across the Bay Area today. We've got you covered. You can find a full list right now on 10tampabay.com. Next on 10 Tampa Bay Plus, honoring fallen veterans in 90 seconds. We take you off the coast of North Carolina for a few memorials. It's also giving back to the environment.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30 right here on 10 Tampa Bay. Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
Here are are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The wheel you love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show!
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel, weeknights at 7 on 10 Tampa Bay.
Welcome back. The families of some fallen veterans honoring loved ones earlier this month in a unique way. On this Memorial Day, Nate Malden shows us a new memorial that is giving back to the environment.
5 miles off the coast of North Carolina, families of fallen veterans honored their loved one with a memorial at sea. Serinda Smith was there to honor her father, Billy Turner, a Vietnam veteran.
He was one of 19 survivors from the Battle of Iodine Valley. If you've ever seen the movie or heard of the movie We Were Soldiers, that is, what he survived.
Smith says her father rarely spoke about his service and often felt unappreciated. Now seeing her father honored is a touching moment.
I really started to get emotional. I had been doing good the past few days. I got teary-eyed a few times, but today is like it started coming back.
It's all part of the Veterans Memorial Reef, an artificial reef designed to become the final resting place for up to 2,500 veterans. Cremated remains are encased in stackable concrete markers before they're lowered to the seafloor. There, the markers will serve as habitats for marine life like crustaceans, corals, and fish. Veterans Memorial Reef founder and CEO Thomas Marcinowski says as national cemeteries reach capacity, the Memorial Reef serves as a new way to honor a loved one. He says it also gives families peace of mind, knowing their loved one will now serve in a different way.
Even though they've passed on, they're still giving back to our country and the world because they're building a better ecosystem. So our motto is, those who served continue to serve.
Inside the markers, families place mementos and keepsakes. They then receive a formal ceremony on land before the markers are taken to sea.
It takes a good 10 months, and we'll start planning next year's probably the middle of the summer.
Some family members choose to come back as volunteers. Jean Heiser's brother, a Marine Corps veteran, was laid to rest last year. She says it brings her joy knowing that her brother continues to rest alongside other servicemen and women.
It means the world. It's very honorable. It's an amazing thing Veterans Memorial Reef is doing, and he's got new friends today.
Nate Malden, CBS News, Carolina Beach.
Definitely a new way to never forget right there. Yeah. Salute to everyone involved.
That's what today's all about. Remembrance, Frank. And I tell you what, as we look at the weather, a lot of folks getting together, a lot of observances. Beautiful this morning, just a little on the hot side. We're trying to find some cooling showers. They're few and far between, but it's nice to see rain on radar. Look at that, Myakka Head, Bridges over to Wauchula, another area to watch, up toward areas of Keystone, Odessa, and moving up to the north toward State Road 52. All right, just to the north of Land O'Lakes. So our Pinellas Grillcast, no issues with that, Frank. We've got temperatures in the low 90s and a quiet evening in the mid 80s. As the week goes on, though, rain becoming more widespread, and we will have some lingering showers and storms into the evening, but not for today. It's about staying cool and remembering what today's all about.
Staying cool. All right. Thank you, Mike Prangley, and thanks for checking out 10 Tampa Bay Plus. We will see you right back here at 5 o'clock.